This is the Bryden Mandolin. I'll put the model number on screen here. This belongs to some friends of mine. They had it sitting around. They said it was very uncomfortable to play, and they asked if I could take a look at it. So I've done some setup. What I've done is I've replaced the strings, adjusted the bridge and the intonation, and I've used files to lower the slots at the nut. Any of these entry-level mandolins will be very difficult to play because when you receive these mandolins, they are not set up. Set up means that the bridge and intonation are set accordingly and that the nut slot heights are adjusted for maximum playability. Now, when you get these entry-level mandolins, what's going to happen is that these slots at the nut are going to be very, very high, and it will be very uncomfortable to fret the strings. You'll have to push down very hard. And people who are accustomed to guitar will have a bit of string shock when they try to play the mandolin and they realize you have to push significantly harder. Why do you have to push harder on a mandolin string? Because you are not only pressing down on one string, you are pressing down on two simultaneously, and the strings are at very high tension on the mandolin. On this one, I've reduced the string gauge. I've replaced it with an extra light set. Generally, when you do that, you will lose a significant amount of the tonal quality or the timbral quality in an instrument. But for this particular one, extra light strings actually did not significantly reduce the timbral quality of the instrument. It still sounds very good, especially compared to other instruments. Now, this Bryden is around 139 US dollars. The top here is a laminate. It's not solid. If this were solid, whether it were pressed or carved, if you put extra light strings on there, it would significantly reduce the timbral quality. It would sound very thin and tinny. I have heard that from solid tops. You've got to put mediums minimum on an instrument of a typical mandolin scale length. But on this one, the laminate top sounds pretty good with the extra light strings, all things considered. I adjusted the I've adjusted the relief on the neck as well. The priority here is not for playing loudly, it's for playing comfortably. So these are, this is for two of my friends here. So I'll be bringing that to our music session tonight, and I will hand that back to them and say, here you go, enjoy. It should be much more playable. But overall, I think this is quite a good instrument given the price than other instruments. For example, entry-level mandolins you'll be looking at are things like the Rogue, which are a complete disaster. Totally unusable, terrible. Rogue makes terrible entry-level mandolins. They sound awful. Even when you do all the adjustments and setup, they just don't sound good. They don't play well. They're not comfortable. This Bryden, very comfortable to play after I did the setup, after I adjusted the slot height on the nut there. It's quite an attractive instrument. I really like the sunburst on this. It's sort of a darker tobacco sunburst, and tobacco sunburst is my favorite look for acoustic instruments or any instrument in general. I personally prefer, I really prefer the gold colored machinery. So for the tuning machines and pegs and for the plate, I prefer the gold. That's just personal preference. The silver is very understated to me, and some people prefer having that understated look. Overall, it's good build quality. I don't see any manufacturing flaws or anything major. The instrument, they've had this just sitting around, so it was, you know, a little bit dirty, and it cleans up pretty nicely. If I were to purchase this instrument, I would have been happy with the purchase after having someone set it up. So that is just a quick look at the Bryden Mandolin A style. And if you are starting out with a mandolin, this is one that I could recommend. It's got a really nice sound for the price range, especially putting extra lights. I did not expect it to sound this good, but it's quite pleasant. It's quite nice. This is appropriate for playing at home and in small groups. If you're in a quiet, small jam, you can absolutely use this. But if you are in a larger group for jamming, a jam session, if you're outdoor environments, Generally, when you have these laminate tops, they tend to be a little bit quieter, especially if you put extra light strings on them. And if you want to play harder, you will have to adjust the relief on the neck. You want to have the bridge sit higher up so you can really play, you can hit hard. But if you are playing a bit softer, you can lower the action on the strings and make it nice and easy to play. Thanks very much for spending some time with me and taking a look at the Bryden Mandolin, and I hope you'll come home again soon. I'll leave the porch light on for you.